Okay.
project, and I'm doing. My topic is Vietnamese refugees
Okay.
coming to Iowa in the
Okay.
1970s
Okay.
with the help of Governor Ray.
Okay. That's
Is it
correct.
okay if I record?
Not at all.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so Governor Ray took a humanitarian stand when he opened Iowa's borders to the refugees who are called the Boat People. Can you describe how you were informed of his stand and what were the steps that brought you to Iowa?
Well, I was a boat person myself. When Governor Ray and I had conversation with him when he about 10 years or so ago when his health was still very good. Um, if Governor Ray here and talk about it, uh, his passion, his he could not see people suffering, so that's why he decided. He was the very first governor called the president at the time to say that Iowa will be welcoming all the boat people as much as they can before. So that's where the open heart, open home, where governor create many programs to support the refugee population in the beginning, especially the Vietnamese. And then along with the Vietnamese, there are the Laotians and the Cambodian, and then the Thai Dam, who are minority ethnic group of Vietnam and Laos, and the Hmong, H-M-O-N-G. So the very first five Southeast Asian ethnic group, the first group that Governor brought to Iowa. And at the time, they was all over the state. They live in a small city like Jefferson, Mason City, many places. You still see the remnant of refugees population there, and their great children growing up, and all kinds of stuff. So his work truly a legacy. That's why many Vietnamese and Thai Dam, we call him the grandfather of the refugees.
And how did Governor Ray's actions impact what you were able to do?
As I said, I was about people. I was post person, so I came directly to Des Moines, Iowa, in late 1981. So that actually, because of his effort, I was here. Truly thanks for his humanitarian effort that he did for Vietnamese.
Can you add social, political, and economic what was the social impact Governor Ray's action had?
At the time when beside his heart, he opened the house and the churches and everything else. And also he believed that the refugee will bring prosperity to the state. They are short of workforce at the time. They need a lot of people to do a lot of different tasks and work. So Governor Ray truly believes we are not coming here to rely on the federal programming like welfare system. You don't see a lot of Vietnamese on the welfare system. The Vietnamese, they are very self-independent. They work hard. That's the trademark for Vietnamese. That's why they own so many businesses across Iowa. And then that's how he believes in. Give people skill, give people the opportunity, and they make it good for themselves. So.
What did you have from the Iowa people when you? What support did you have from the Iowa people when you came here?
Not a lot, but there's just the environment, the atmosphere. When I came by myself, I didn't want to rely on the federal program. So I came in for the second month. I already went to work. I went to work and support myself, survive with, art. There are a lot of things happening when you live by yourself or you are new to the country. But we survive. Iowa is the state that I would say is very welcoming to the refugees. Not now, as what I would wish, but our presidents and our governor have a different perspective on refugees, and so it makes some of us feel very uncomfortable and very unhappy with the effort that they are trying to do. preventing refugee or immigrant coming to our state or our nation.
Yeah. Can you describe your experiences as you adapted to Iowa?
A lot of story I can tell to you. In a couple of minutes, I probably won't be able to tell to share you with all the 30-something years that I have. You can see the work, you can see the passion, why I do what I do, because I gone through it, struggle through the systems, struggle through many things to adapt to a new life, a new setting. So I want to make sure that my work help people to ease themselves into the system, help them to acculturate themselves into the system, help people learn English, help people learn the new way of life. So I am very passionate on that type of work because I've been there and I want to help people to overcome that.
And what is your perspective of Governor Ray? And have you ever had
Governor
an
Ray,
Yes.
Before his health fell, we had a lot of coffee and conversations.
Really?
Yes. At one time, I served the state of Iowa as a commissioner for the Asian and Pacific Islander. We worked a couple projects very closely. Even Governor Ray retired and not in the office anymore. We still call him governor. We had a lot of meeting at a time. You know, now his health is really poor. So he doesn't make any public anymore. But yes, at the time we get a chance to talk to him. And boy, he would tell you a lot of story why he brought the boat people to Iowa. So I am just very happy that I have that opportunity to do that. So. And then I also, once in a while, I would talk or give speech or presentation. There's the Ray Society from Drake University. So you can take classes, all the retiring, they create a society they call Ray Society. People can take classes, get credit from Drake University. So once in a while I go there and give people talk about it. So,
and do you think that Governor Ray's stand for refugees represents who he is as a person, or do you think other things took place?
You know, if you are in a political position, it could be a lot of things. But I think part of it, a lot of things, he's also have that heart and humanity that he drives what he does. If you ever get to talk to Governor Ray, you will see his manner, his passion, his great personality. So I wasn't surprised that he did what he did. Mrs. Ray also a very nice person. Yeah, so not so much political stuff, but I think that you know, if you read the story, he will tell you after watching both people being pushed out by the Malaysian government, Governor Ray just said, "Oh, we got to do something." He called his cabinet together and called the President of the United States at the time, President Carter. And that's where it is. But he didn't have to do it. He didn't have to. You know, 49 other governors, they didn't say anything, but he stepped up and say something about it. And then after he did, the other governor said, "Well, we can do something like that too." So, you know. Yeah, he's great person.
And why do you think that Governor Ray opened these doors for you?
Open what?
Opened Iowa's doors for the
Because he was governor at the time. He truly believed that Iowa could do a lot for refugees. And then not only the governmental office, but also he have us, the community, the churches. Many places opened their churches, their home. When Governor Ray opened that, he also create a share program, care program, and he also asked the churches, he asked the community to sponsor refugees. So many Vietnamese refugees at the time, they actually live in a house of somebody else's house, you know, and the community individual help the refugee to acculturate into the new life. So he didn't want the refugee come and then just come like now. Right now it's not a good situation.
And did most of the refugees stay in Iowa, or did they move to other
Iowa
places?
is too cold to stay here.
Yeah.
So a lot of refugees came, they left to southern state like Texas. They were left to western state like California. Here it's just too cold for many Vietnamese and Laos, and because they come from a very much tropical country. So many of them have left. And then it was very hard for people at the time. There were no supermarket, no activity, things like this. 20 years ago, it wouldn't be happening, So people gravitated to a bigger city, a bigger place, so they can enjoy things like this.
Why did you decide to stay in Iowa?
I truly in love with Iowa, and I got into education. For one reason or another, I decided to stay in Des Moines and be called my home. But I am moving up with my age. The cold of Iowa have gotten to my physical health sometimes. So yes, I love this state. Yeah, but I think I am going to move out of the state soon.
Really?
Yes, in a few years. Yes, I'm getting up there.
Do you still have ties or communicate with other friends or family that are still over in Vietnam?
I still have 6 brothers and sisters, dozen or so nephews, nieces back home. So we communicate through phone a lot. I have not been back to Vietnam at all because I truly believe in humanity. I truly believe in freedom of speech, freedom of press, and the Vietnamese government have not given people that voice. It's still very much an oppressed society. It's just like China or North Korea. The reason I escaped because I escaped from that. I truly believe as a human you should have a voice to talk, to express yourself, to share what you know. So no one should dictate. So that's the reason that I have not gone back.
So you said you came to the U.S. in
Late 1981.
Okay.
So I've been here, 35 years? For a long time.
Do you know exactly how many people came to Iowa?
No, that number never truly can be recorded. The reason for that is people come and move. The Vietnamese refugee used to be the top one Asian language group here in the state of Iowa. Right now, Asian, Indian, and then also the Chinese population. They're first and second. Vietnamese the third. So I would say that roughly about 10 to 12,000 Vietnamese live in the state of Iowa. Probably good 1,000 refugees left from that area of both people. The rest of them are very much new as immigrant, family reunifications, and different programs that they can.
And I'm making a documentary about my topic, and so do you have any recommendations for something I really need to put in there?
Well, if you want to know more about both people, Vietnam era at the time, there's a YouTube clip that CBS did back then in 1978. The man who did that, he's African American. Oh, his last name is Bernard, Bernard. Very short clip, and I would recommend you to watch that clip to understand more about how Vietnamese have risked their life to fight for freedom. Because after you watch that clip, your life changed. So type in Bernard, CBS, both people 1978. I bet 99% that your life will change after you watch it. So.
That's all I have.
Thank you very
so
much. I'm so sorry I was so busy with guests. I left it there, but I hope you have good food and watch the entertainment. A lot of fun for your tribe. I know a lot, but I try to get on the phone, but the phone doesn't work like this. Okay, when you do things like this, in person is really good for you, and seeing what it is. Yeah, that just brings you to another experience. That's what I offer. Her teacher said, well then,
Yeah.
come, join us, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Can I take?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, that'd be
Yes.
great.